We are back. Thanks for staying with us. And pleased to be joined in studio now by Ray Smith. Ray is the CEO of Trycera Financial Incorporated, TRYF, their stock symbol. Ray, great to see you again.
It's awesome to be here, Don. Thank you.
Well, we're very pleased to be reinitiating coverage of the company. We've been following your company for several years, having spoken to you a little while. Tell us again what the company does.
We help people manage their money and manage their credit. And we say 5% of your wealth is cash and 95% is accessed through credit. So if you have bad credit, you really get locked out of your wealth capabilities. So we have a program called Successful Habits of the Rich, and we help you match your spending up with your income, and then we look at your credit, where you're at today, and we try to make sure that it's accurate and your scores are where they need to be.
Well, it's kind of interesting, and we'll use a car dealer as an example, because if someone gets turned down for a car loan, it doesn't just affect that person. It affects the car salesperson. He spent a lot of time getting that person into the car, test driving, demonstrating, going through the whole process. Maybe took an hour, 2 hours. You know how long it takes to buy a car these days, only to find out the person didn't qualify. And that doesn't only affect the buyer, but it affects the seller as well.
That's right. So the buyer is frustrated. They don't know what to do. The dealership spent so much money in marketing and advertisement to get that customer in there. And the salesperson spent their time and energy, and then there's nothing. So what we've done is we created this live agent kiosk that we actually place at car dealerships. And so when someone gets turned down, they come over to the kiosk, they lift up the gold handset, and they say, talk to a credit specialist.
Okay.
And one of our professionals will come on the screen, and now we
So
can
we're getting a
help
live
advise
demonstration
them.
right now.
That's right, right now.
Okay.
And so here's what our professional right there, and we're able to talk. Oh, hi, I understand you're at a Ford dealership.
Okay.
And what's wrong with your credit? Now we're having a live consultation with that person, rather than just sending them out the door with no direction.
So we have a credit specialist on the line, and you can basically walk through your program to help them get qualified for that car that they just were turned down for.
That's right. And then since this is our proprietary software, we've just taken control, our agent, our professional, of this unit, and now we're helping the customer enroll into our program right there while they're at the dealership.
And as you said, this kiosk is located within the dealership, so when someone ordinarily is turned down for a loan, they leave the dealership in a bad mood.
That's right.
The salesman's in a bad mood because you just spent all this time trying to get that person into the vehicle. Nobody's happy. This time they leave them in the dealership, direct them to the kiosk, and you can help solve the problem.
Right there, right there. And then because this is like an affiliate station, the dealership can follow along where that customer is through our process. So we know when to send that customer back to the dealership to get that car. Maybe not the car that they were looking for, maybe now they can qualify for an even better car.
Well, that's kind of interesting that you mentioned that, because, you know, nowadays you're not always turned down. You may get accepted, but with a 29% interest rate. Can you help in that case as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're working with a company that does auto loan refinances, and their numbers, 83% of the people that contact them are turned down because of their credit, because they don't meet the minimum FICO threshold, or there's something on their credit report.
Right.
And we've actually had a customer, call us and said that he was in a 29% auto loan. He's got to be upside down in that vehicle.
Oh, of course.
I mean, it is terrible, and these people are hardworking. You can just tell that the economy is coming back, the people's spirit is coming back, and our products are prime for the economy now.
Well, you definitely feel it in the economy. People are excited. The economy is booming. The stock market is going ballistic. Businesses are giving bonuses to their employees as a result of the tax cuts. So things are really gelling with respect to business. But there are still people that, as a result of what went on the last 9 or 10 years, are still finding themselves in a credit crunch. And as you once said on this program, you said something rather interesting when you were describing people's wealth. You were saying that wealth is really made up of 5% cash and 95% of access to credit. Can you tell us about that again?
Yeah, because look, your home and your car, the biggest purchases you make, you have to have good credit to get. And when the whole financial crisis happened, everyone's credit just got demolished. People don't know what to do because we're never taught how the financial system works. And then they see the low credit scores and they feel like that's a character reference score. It's not. It's a computer-generated score just for an automation for lenders. So what we want to do is look at your credit report, analyze it for today. Where are you at? What items need to be corrected? What items are missing off of your credit report? So now we can boost your scores up so that you can access in that 95%.
Well, what's really interesting about your system, and you've mentioned this on the program before, is that you're able to give people credit for things on their credit report that don't ordinarily appear there.
That's right. So people pay their insurance. When they go apply for insurance, the insurance company pull your credit, and your credit scores dictate your premiums.
Right.
But yet when you pay your premiums, they don't get reported to the bureaus. Your rent, cell phone, your utilities, those types of items. So we're able to help a customer increase their portfolio on their credit report so to show their true creditworthiness to the lenders.
You once mentioned another, as I mentioned, we've been talking to your company for a number of years, and you've said some really interesting things. Another point I'm going to bring up is you had an example one time where someone had a $250 credit limit on a credit card, and I think they had used like almost all of that $250, and they were trying to apply for a mortgage, but because that credit card was so much closer to the credit limit, they didn't qualify, and you showed them how paying just like $100 on that credit card got them over the threshold to qualify for the mortgage.
For a $250,000 mortgage.
Wow.
$100 is holding people back. And the system is screwy, right, at best. But this is what we teach people. We take them from today, and we have a 6-month program, and we hand walk them all the way through the process, and we educate them. Because we don't want them to come back and fall in that hole. We want to pull them out of that hole. We want to fill the hole so they don't fall back in.
Well, it's really interesting because these are things that the mortgage company's not going to tell you. The car dealership probably doesn't know, so they can't tell you. When they get involved with your credit specialist or they talk to you directly, it helps solve all these problems.
That's right, because we have experienced professionals that know exactly where you are today and what we need to do just by looking at it, just because of the number of people that we've helped over the years.
So exciting. Once again, Trycera Financial, TRYF is their stock symbol. Their website is trycera.com. Be sure and visit that. Ray, we're really looking forward to another series of interviews with you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Don. It's awesome.